Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. July 15th, Luke McAllistar. Today our story is about a young man, Luke McAllistar, who has a heart for homeless people. Although Luke faces challenges with speaking, he's taught his family how to communicate and the whole community how to serve. Here's his story.
People cry out for heroes, but we can only hear them if we listen. 19-year-old Luke McAllistar had a special routine. Most weekends, he would go with his dad to Trader Joe's to buy groceries for the family. But one day, as he walked toward the door, he noticed something different. Homeless people stood on the street corners asking for either money or food and begging for help. Luke was a young man with autism, mostly nonverbal, and struggled with anxiety and panic attacks. He was able to be more alert and aware of his surroundings. He noticed the homeless, who too often went ignored. Though Luke couldn't speak much, he could hear the homeless people, and seeing their hardship tugged at his heart. "How can we help?" Luke asked. He began to think about what he could do for the homeless. He understood what it was like to struggle and not have a voice, but how could he help them when he was struggling too? Suddenly, the idea hit him. "I can't speak in sentences, but I can listen," he wrote. He would give what the homeless had been asking for: help. So he mobilized his family to create packets full of items the homeless would need. Everything in the packet would have to be able to withstand being in a hot car, not melting or going to waste. The family would take the packets wherever they went, so if a homeless person was nearby, Luke and his family would have packets ready to give. Inside the quart-sized bags were hazelnut spread, granola bars, tissue, a water bottle, notes of encouragement, and Bible verses. Luke said, "Scripture is reminding me I have a lot to give." The Good Samaritan story in the Bible reminds everyone to stop and help. Luke and his family handed out the packets, but it wasn't long before his home church found out what he had been doing. The congregation was so impressed with Luke's heart for the homeless that they decided to join him. Despite having trouble speaking, Luke wanted to write a speech to introduce to his church what all was involved with the ministry. He typed it on his iPad and played the speech through the tablet as his dad stood with him. The church was so excited to get involved, and since it had been Luke's idea to start the ministry in the first place, he was selected to lead it. As the congregation put more packets together, they added such items as 2 $1 bills and hand sanitizer. 2 specific scriptures were added for encouragement as well: Isaiah 41:10 and Psalm 136:26. Within the first year of ministry, 1,000 packets had been distributed in their local California community. Luke's mother said, "Luke has shown us how to start up conversations with anyone, anywhere. He has taught us how to communicate." The ministry continued to grow and spread to other churches in the area. Luke also got his church's youth group to help put the packets together. Luke's ministry didn't just help others, it helped him too. Through providing for the homeless, Luke found a purpose from God. Luke said, "I have been given an incredible support system, and it scares me to think about traveling alone in this world, but that is the reality for so many. If I can ease a scared soul, my trials are not so bad." Proverbs 22:9 says, "The generous will themselves be blessed, for they share their food with the poor." Think about how you can listen more to the people crying out for help. How might you aid them today? People cry out for heroes, but we can only hear them if we listen.
Thank you for listening to today's story. Every day of the year, our hope is to inspire you with real-life stories of faithful men who have gone before us. Today's story was about a man who isn't as well known as some, but his story proves that God uses ordinary men in many different ways to accomplish his purposes. Is there a man whose story has inspired you, but most people have never heard his story? We would like to hear his story and maybe include him in 365 Christian Men. Please visit our website to share the story of a man who has inspired you, and join us tomorrow at 365christianmen.com.